Ladies and gentlemen, and all those of you in between, I am your host and dungeon master, Cranio Dad. I'm here to guide you through the amazing tale of the Misfortune's Glory as we work through the 5e version of Ghost of Saltmarsh. In just a moment, we'll be picking up where we left off amidst a whole bunch of chaos, a hell of a lot of intrigue, and even more eh? I have been preparing for the last couple weeks for this particular evening, and I hope that the players are ready for what I'm going to bring to the table tonight. So sit back, grab your favorite drink. We're going to watch the intro, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Again, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Cranio Dad. I am joined with a lovable band of misfits who I'm going to allow to introduce themselves while we check our audio levels so we don't have any of the issues that we have had in the past that I wasn't aware of. So let's go ahead and go around the horn and feel free to introduce yourself, who we are, and a little bit about your character, and we'll go forward from there.
Hi, everybody. I am Wiley Hobbit. I actually do have a name. It's Scott, but I think everybody here knows me as Wiley Hobbit. I will be playing Circes Bronzemist. He is a bronze dragonborn. He's a paladin. He's young, 19 years young. He's a former soldier and city watchman from Waterdeep, and he's on his first adventure away from home. And let me tell you, it has been a mind bender, to say the least. Happy to be playing again.
Hello, I'm Eric, Chancellor 87, playing Rogelio, and he's an old man sailor who's hopefully on his last adventure. Not that he hopes to die, but like he wants to retire soon. And so far, this has proven to be a lot more than he anticipated. But yeah.
I'm Miss Misery, also known as Misery. I'm playing Audit, the misfortune teller. I'm also sick, so I apologize if I start coughing. Just please remind me to mute myself. And things have been interesting, man. Yeah. That's it.
Well, I'm Nerdy Viking, also known as Adam. I'm playing Calder Svensson. He is currently unconscious right now, recovering from his first time use of magic of a massive thunder wave, and so I will be quite what my colleagues are going to inform you of what has happened.
Hey everybody, it's me Shannon, Shannon Logic across all the internet, and I played Deluge Marshhand, who did the math, and she's certifiable. So, she is the Water Genasi Bard, and she's made some questionable choices, but it's with the best intentions. I'm sure everyone will agree and side with me on this one.
Absolutely.
Sure of it. And as we transitioned over to our intro, I do see that Chancellor did donate 500 tooth points, and that 500 bits is enough to give you guys another Dissonant Whisper which that's the wrong button, but that's what dissonant whispers are. So you guys have 5 dissonant whispers. I'm going to tell you that again. You have 5. You will probably need them tonight.
You're welcome.
And with that, when we last met our merry adventurers, as stated, Calder was knocked unconscious pretty heavily due to combat, some spells, and a horse collision on top of a collision on top of carts on top of a collision, and was recovering. The rest of the party stood trial for smuggling, horse abuse, which is a big thing. And the horse abuse is awaiting the outcome of the health of the horses as a reminder to the paladin in the group. And they were able to, with some very amazing, I guess, defense from themselves as well as from their patron Nightbreeze, they were able to not only not have to pay the fine, which could have been punishable up to death, but also they were able to receive a portion of the money for the stuff that they returned, as well as were given an edict to begin building a small army to help defend Saltmarsh against the incursion that was being found to be a thing. So there were flyers that were beginning to be drawn up, and they met with Nightbreeze at the very end, and he handed them some earrings of messaging, and those have been installed. We will start with Nerdy Viking. It is mid-afternoon. You awaken to see Elsa hovering over you. You feel a sharp but pleasing pain in your ear as she pierces it with the earring of whispering. And you have 1 hit point and 2 points of exhaustion at this point.
Alright, let me change that here. Damage, let's say 27. So 1 hit point and
We'll say actually 1 point of exhaustion. Just 1 point of exhaustion.
Alright. Where am I? Elsa? What are you doing here?
Your friends are downstairs. The trial has already happened, and I have to say, it turned out pretty good. This earring is from Varus, and it's going to help you guys talk. When you're ready, there's some food for you next to your bed, and come downstairs when you're able. Just be careful, don't fall.
Okay. Calder sits up. He's like, what the? Oh, this should be interesting. And so it's out. Do I have everything in the room with me, or is my stuff elsewhere?
Everything is in the room with you. The last thing you remember was catapulting off of a horse, maybe a cart, in a collision, and and just feeling a concussive wave as you let loose everything, and you surrender to being unconscious. So that's the last thing you remember was the whole night before. You have what I wrote to you is what you kind of know at this point, and you don't know anything that has happened. But you can hear the general clamor coming from the tavern down below. You look to your left side, and you see that on the bed tray, or on the nightstand, there is a bed tray, and that does have some meats. There's a thing of mead, and there's a single carnation that is in a vase with a little note that says, "Get well soon."
Alright, so I get up, I start eating the food, and I take the note, and does it say who's it from, or it just says "Get well soon"?
It just says "Get well soon."
So that's all. I'll just tuck that away in a pocket, in I guess whatever bag I have with me.
All right. Do you drink the mead?
Of course.
Roll me a percentile die.
Which dice is that? I haven't played D&D in a while.
That would be your D10 twice. Or your D100 once.
Okay, 100.
Okay. So with a 100% roll, you gain back. How many hit points do you have at level 3?
I have 28 at level 3.
Okay, you go up to 22 hit points, and your point of exhaustion is removed as your feet touch the ground.
All right. That was a mighty good mead.
And you look down at the bottom of it, and there's like this purplish liquid that remains, very reminiscent of a couple of vials that you guys may or may not have on you.
So he makes a mental note of that to decide if he's going to share that fact later
Right.
or not. And so
So if you
I
would
guess
like to finish getting dressed before you head downstairs, it'll take you about a minute or so. You don't
yeah,
have any
I'm
boots
gonna
on there in your room and stuff like that, and that's fine.
yeah I'm gonna don my mariner's scale mail and everything, get dressed, and so I'll leave my axes upstairs.
I will say, as you're donning your scale mail and stuff like that, what's your passive? Well, you're awake enough. You look down and you've been cleaned.
It's like, huh, okay, yeah, that's interesting as well. You have to be yeah, didn't expect that. He's basically saying this all to himself. It's
Right.
like when you wake it up and it's sad. But I guess do I know where? I guess Elsa said they're in a trial.
They said that she said that the trial had been completed and it was basically in your guys' favor, and the rest of the party should be downstairs whenever you are ready. So while you're
Right.
finishing getting dressed, the rest of the party, flyers have been drawn up and posted for your guys seeking of basically followers to build a small army. And Nightbreeze has sent them off with dispatch to be printed and posted using his tavern as a point of reference. So that has taken place at this point, and there already has been some interest. It's been about a few. It's been a few hours because I think when we left off, it was sometime in the early morning. We are now coming up on the middle afternoon. You guys have been served lunch in the meeting quarters, trying to keep you away from the eye of and the ire of most of the patrons of the facility, because there's a lot of commotion going on about the newfound traveler venturing party who decided to become smugglers and try to kill half the town. That's all they know, and that we're abusing horses. Um, so you guys are in the room at this point in time. There's been some interest that has been drawn up. Nightbreeze has already made note that a few applicants have made their desires known.
I still say we should have put little heart on the border of the flyer, soften our image a bit. No, we still not. I'm sold, so I don't know what more it will take.
I really don't know.
I don't think it. I don't think the heart really made or break it for us.
I mean,
But I do agree
little
with the
hearts-
softening of the image.
Yeah, some of us, due to some behavior, might have ruined our reputation a bit.
I mean, our name is Misfortune's Glory, so
I would
Yeah.
just like to say that someone is very sorry and is working on being a better communicator.
Has oh my god, has Ragnar come down yet?
Ragnar, you mean Calder?
Yes.
He's on his way down. What I want to say is that those of you in the room really don't notice this, but Calder, as you're walking down the stairs, I'm going to assume that some of the conversations happening while people are like messing with their hair or things like that. You're hearing little tiny snippets of conversation in your ear, the same ear that Ilsa was piercing. It seems as though the communicators are working extremely well, because all it takes is touch. And so you're hearing little tiny like fragments, like a word, a half of a word, maybe a half of a sentence. But to the rest of you in the room, you don't notice any difference because there's zero delay.
Yeah, sorry, Calder. It's been so I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember your character's name. That's his other character's name.
Well, I just hope we can find a few good blade wielders to help us out at the house, with perhaps a better reputation than ours, indeed. And I'll kind of cast an eye toward Deluge and smirk a little.
Jesus.
Look, my father always said, if you can't be a good example, be a horrible warning. And I feel
Well,
like we've achieved that.
I'd say you've lived up to his suggestion nicely.
Thank you.
How much of everything that has happened should we explain to Calder?
And with that, Calder,
I'm-
you are pointed to the meeting room at the bottom of the stairs by Ilsa. They're in there. Go ahead.
Because I really don't want Calder to murder you, Deluge.
Oh, I've learned how to cast hold person, so I can kind of probably keep separated.
I mean, I don't plan on bringing any violence. Unless provoked.
Of course.
I don't know how much he remembers. Hopefully nothing.
I guess
Does
we'll
he
find
remember
out.
that I exploded his bird?
As he walks in the room.
Actually, yeah. As you
As he
say
listens
that
on the
sentence,
earphone
Calder,
for
you
the-
open the door, and you see your party sitting there.
What the fuck is she doing here?
It's
A
complicated.
bit of a story, my friend. Please come join us.
I think it's that we're not
It's
legally
okay.
allowed to get rid of her.
It's
Yeah.
it's like serious. This, I, I'm gonna make Calder's gonna make his way around the table to where he can sit like directly across from Deluge, and the whole time he's just like shooting daggers with his eyes as he sits down.
You can be all pissy all you want. Point is, we have business we need to deal with. You don't have to like me, but we gotta work together, alright? Sorry about the bird, okay?
Well,
Is that good enough?
I would like to know what you were doing. All I know is you were driving off with stolen goods, leading us, stealing our money, not telling us what you're doing, and just basically making it look like you have some ulterior motives here, and that's not gonna quite fly in my book.
I wouldn't call them ulterior motives, really. I just have a different career path. You see, I'll be 100% truthful with you. I willingly went on that ship because I recognized that ship. You're a man with an unsavory past. I'm a woman with an unsavory past. Let's just leave it at that. I tried to make a deal so that the pirates wouldn't kill us all because they have far superior weaponry, and I kind of liked you guys. I didn't want you to die, so one thing led to another, and I started smuggling things to lizard men. It's complicated, but it's all out in the air now, all out in the open. Or really, I thought that you could poof the bird back. I didn't think it was going to, like, explode. I didn't.
For now.
While I won't go so far as to say much ado about nothing, I will say that we're at a place now where I believe we can work together, and I think Deluge here is going to do her very best to help us trust her again. I think in her own clumsy sort of way, she was trying to do the right thing.
I am elegant.
Circe can't even, he just looks down. Can't even look at you.
And certainly in some ways.
Elegant would be definitely a colorful word to describe.
You did bounce nicely down the well shaft, though. That was rather nice.
You know, I've done an awful lot for you guys, and I feel very unappreciative, even
Awful's the right
belittled.
word.
Anyway, if we are gonna have a working relationship, I would like some, maybe not all, maybe not even a bit, but a modicum of respect. I'm a capable person just like you all. I managed to trick you all. That has to speak for something.
That's true.
Can everybody give me a perception check, please?
Is that with this one? Or do I get two of them?
Where's my sheet?
A 5.
Woo!
Ten.
Natural 19 for oddity.
Circus is still choking on the sarcasm.
18.
18.
17.
17.
10.
10. I guess it would be only Oddity. Oddity, you notice all of you hear a knock on the door. And you notice out of the corner of your eye there's a flicker. And all of a sudden Nightbreeze is sitting there as though he's always been sitting there. And the door opens and it's Elsa, and she pops her head in and she goes, Mr. Nightbreeze, there's somebody here to see you, and it's urgent. And Varus stands up, and so the rest of you, Varus has been sitting there the whole time. But for you, Oddity, there was a little tiny flicker. I'm sorry, yeah, Oddity, a little tiny flicker. So he stands up and says, "I'll be right back. Continue on the conversation. This is good." And he looks out the door, and he says, "I'll be back in here in a moment. Can you guys clear the table?" And you look, and you guys still have some food and stuff left around. And he closes the door, and you hear him walk off.
I'll get up and start helping to clear the table and clean things up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give Cirrus a hand doing that.
I'll start cleaning things with precipitation.
Fantastic. It's very short work. You guys just had some trays, some food, some cups, and stuff out. In a matter of moments, Nightbreeze comes back, and there is an elf who is leaning heavily on Nightbreeze. Coming in, and he looks like he has just been beaten nearly to death. There is mud and dirt and scratches. His hands have like scratches as though he's been trying to claw his way either up a cliff or through the woods. Deluge, within a moment, you smell that smell of not just salt water, which you know all too well, like the stagnant salt water, turning into mire, turning into mud. Like there's you could smell the transition that he has gone through, something involving the ocean to land, and you could smell it just hitting you in waves. You're just like, okay, I know the smell. And Nightbreeze has him sit down, and there's some drinks brought in, and some bandages are beginning to be applied. And Nightbreeze is like, "Friend, tell me what happened." And the elf looks up and goes, "I escaped from the ship. They were holding me prisoner. I thought I was going to get picked up, but they threw me overboard, and I swam, and now I'm here."
Goodness, do you require healing?
And Nightbreeze says, "Absolutely, please start."
Okay, I will lay on hands.
Right.
I have got, let's see here. Got a total of 20. So let's give this dude some 10 and see how that goes.
Okay.
See how he looks after 10.
He still looks pretty beaten, but he looks better.
Okay.
You can see some of the open wounds begin to heal a little bit. Some of the blood that was at the clear oozing stage begins to crystallize and seal on the skin. So a little bit of pallor comes back to the face. His lips look a little fuller. But
perhaps we could get some warm water and some towels and help him get cleaned up a bit.
And Elsa says, "Absolutely," and she runs off. And Nightbreeze is like, "Oceanus, where were you? We've been looking for you for months." He goes, I told you I was on the ship. They captured me, and now I'm back. We need to get with the town council. We have to help the lizard folk."
What ship do you refer to, my friend?
I was on the Sea Ghost.
Isn't that?
I'll look over at Deluge. Believe you acquainted with that vessel?
I am.
They had me in this hidden room down below deck. chained to the keel of the ship.
Can I divine sense detect good and evil?
Go for it.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Good.
Okay. Does anything happen with delusion? Since we're asking.
Roll me percentile die.
Oh boy, I like percentile.
Do I have to roll deception?
Now this is a
This is
just
something you
private
can, I don't
message me.
think.
Hey, you can't roll deception.
93. 93 on the percentile, sir.
Neutral-ish.
Okay.
Can I just do a regular old insight on him?
Sure, absolutely.
You just see Circe kind of close his eyes and sit back and sigh.
I got an 8.
For about a minute.
As far as you can tell, he is telling every ounce of the truth.
Okay.
So you mentioned the lizard folk. Well, how are they involved?
I tracked the most recent shipment of things that they were trying to purchase. I was able to find my way on the crew of the Sea Ghost, trying to figure out what's going on, because it's not like the lizard folk to do this. He takes a huge drink of water. There's like the crystalline salt crusting the side of his face, and he like spits it up a little bit. He wipes it roughly, and you can see that the skin even tears just a little bit from just being salt bleached and sun bleached.
I'll lay on hands the other 10 for him.
Okay, that heals.
Say a prayer to Lathander.
His eyes become a little bit more clear. And he goes, "Thank you, friend." But I tracked the last shipment. I figured out that it was going to be on the Sea Ghost. I made my way on board, and they took me for a spy, and they imprisoned me. And they were going to sell me to the highest bidder somewhere here to the lizard folk, saying that I was trying to betray them. And I know there's something more going on. This isn't like the lizard folk to do this. They've been peaceful for decades. I don't think they're going to war with us. I need to know more. And Nightbreeze looks at you all and he says, Oceanus has worked with the town council before, and he is to be trusted. He is to be a trusted, not just friend to Nightbreeze, but he is to be trusted by the town council. And he wants to kind of dig into this a little bit more seriously.
I get a very good feeling from your friend here. I'm just glad we're able to help him. Perhaps our journey may run together for a time.
Very, very interested to know what's going on.
So go ahead.
Oceanus, I believe you said your name was?
Yes.
Are these smugglers helping the lizard folk, or are they just trying to take advantage of a situation?
I think they're just in it for the gold, not the glory. Sorry, I had to. But they're in it I think they're just in it for the money. I don't think they're doing anything else besides just transporting goods.
Do you think that the folks on the Sea Ghost are using the lizard men? Or the lizard folk, I'm sorry.
No, I think the Sea Ghost has just been a means to an end, a way to gain the items that have been looked for.
They're not smart enough. They're just in it for the money. I know these men, I don't think they have grander ideation.
Then what is spooking the lizard folk into this?
That is a very good question.
Oceanus kind of looks at all and goes, "I know where they are staying. I know where their new lair is. I think we need to figure out what's going on."
You suggesting we just go and spy or make ourselves known and knock on the front door?
My heart tells me that you just need to knock on the door.
Yeah, they're not exactly friendly. I don't know if you've met lizard folk like I have, but they're beasts. They're monsters. You kill them. That's it. You
He
kill them before they
kinda
kill
shoots you a
you.
glance, Give me a con save really quick.
Good boy. 15.
Okay. So he kind of looks at you and he just glares and he pulls his shirt down, and you can see the telltale scars of somebody who's been marked as a slave by lizard folk. And then you see the branding that's been burned out of it. He goes, I know the lizard people probably better than you. And it shakes you a little bit. Even with that 15, it shakes you just a little bit. And you're like, oh, shit.
Well, bless you, friend. I pray the light of Lathander shines upon you once again. So is it vengeance you seek with the lizard folk?
No, it's reason.
Just trying to talk them down a peg, eh?
It's not like them to spend all of their money on weapons. And he looks at you, Delush. He goes, even you know that. For as vile as they are, they would rather go their own way than to spend what money they have on tools.
They are
So do you
pretty
think that
stupid.
they're planning something against Saltmarsh?
I don't know.
Well, we certainly need to find out before we continue raising an army to defend against them.
Indeed.
But I
Did
think
you hear anything about sea hags?
I've heard of them in these parts.
Why would they be picking up an order for the lizard folk?
That I don't know. It's not like the lizard folks to work with any hags. But I think that if you guys want to go talk to Otho Kent, who's the queen, I think we can get some answers.
Unless, of course, they're plotting against the village of Saltmarsh, then we may get some blades instead.
And Night Breeze kind of steps in and he goes, but for all intended purposes, you're not really from Saltmarsh, are you?
Well, that is correct, sir.
Maybe we should
Even
plan
if
some
you-
sort of ambush.
Perhaps our reputation in Saltmarsh could be used to advantage in this case.
You're welcome.
It's not a bad idea.
Why do I feel like before this day is over, I'm going to have to actually be nice to you, Deluge?
Wait, you haven't been nice to me?
Well, nicer than others, perhaps, and I kind of smirk at Calder.
God,
But then again, you didn't blow up any of my friends either.
Give me time.
Hmm.
Really fast, guys. I've got to pause because I've put this out on Twitter. We have gone more than 30 minutes with my required minimum viewers. So I'm launching a random dice giveaway in chat. This is open to followers or subscribers. Subscribers do not need to be present in order to win.
Nice.
But followers need to be present to win. All you need to do is type in ! join. This will be open for about 15 minutes. Get your votes in there. And we will, subscribers also get an extra ticket. That's just the benefits of being a subscriber to my channel. But get your vote, get your names in there now. This is open for the next 14 minutes and 34 seconds for any follower or greater who is watching at this point in time. Anybody who does come in. So let's go ahead and continue with the story, and we'll pick this back
Can
up.
we do that as well?
Absolutely.
What about us poor Canadians?
This even goes for you poor Canadians. I just might need to work something out because the shipping is ridiculous.
We'll send it via familiar.
Okay. But I'll figure something out if a Canadian wins. I'm okay with that. I got ways. Anywho, let's move on.
Yeah, so. Well, it certainly.
Go ahead.
How do you? I feel like we would just be attacked if we immediately approached.
Well,
Perhaps Deluge could lead us in.
They send hunting parties out in the evening to get their next day's worth of food. So I would suggest that you don't go out at night because that might be seen as an attack.
Right.
I would say if you go in the morning and maybe take some kind of offering, that might help get you into the gate.
Are you thinking foodstuffs?
And he kind of looks at you, Deluge. He goes, "Any suggestions?"
Hmm. Something
Certainly
of
not
value.
Saltmarshian weapons or wares, of course.
Well, if you
Hmm.
give me an hour, I can recast my raven, and we can have something to fly in inconspicuous to basically get a lay of the land. You could always do
Probably
that.
maybe the least um, intimidating of us go in first.
So Calder.
Yes.
No, I was
I,
suggesting you, the least intimidating of us.
Oh,
I kind of was thinking me and the old man, but okay.
Sure. He shifts in his chair a little bit.
Get that mole checked yet?
Rogelio intimidates the shit out of me, so I don't know what you're talking about, Oddity. Kind of wink at him.
He adjusts his mustache.
Fine, I don't care.
We could go in, certainly.
And Night Breeze kind of looks up and goes, I think that we have enough for now from Oceanus. I want him to get some rest and recover. Oceanus, I'm going
Absolutely.
to prepare a room for you. It's going to be down the hall from the rest of this group. Let's let him get some rest, and maybe we can get some more answers from him nearer the end of the day and make some preparations for, it sounds like, tomorrow morning.
Thank you for your help, friend.
And he just kind of puts a hand up and waves, and he's helped up by Elsa at this point, and just kind of helped out the door.
What a tangled web we do weave.
It's getting worse and
This
worse.
is gonna be. I think give me an hour, and I can before we set out, and I can reconjure my my raven, and we can, like I said, we can have something to fly in, or I could at least Raven can go with Misadity and Rogelio with you, and I can see through the Raven's eyes if it gets to the point where backup is needed. I can bring in everybody else with me.
Makes good sense.
Yes, I'd be in favor of at least coming along for backup should things take a nasty turn. And we're thinking next in the morning, correct?
And Night Breeze nods yes, because I have some things to
Calder,
attend to in
do you need
preparation.
to
So
Calder, do you need to heal?
Yeah, hey, Wiley, you broke up a little bit there.
Oh, Calder, do you need to heal, my friend?
Nah, feeling pretty good. I kind of had they said some food and some drink set out for me when
Okay.
I came to, so feeling a little
Okay.
bit
Well,
better
you look
now.
well,
So
all things being equal.
I was gonna
yeah,
say, Wiley, you in asking that question, you look at him and he looks better than he did prior to the incident happening.
Yeah. Hmm. Very well.
I appreciate your concern, my good friend.
Yeah.
So,
So the remainder of the day is yours. What would you like to do?
well,
Spend some time tending to my weapon, sharpening, cleaning, oiling. It's been some time since I've given it the attention it deserves.
Okay. Roll me percentile.
I would like to find a good map of the region.
Okay.
53,
from
Your
someone.
Honor.
53.
Yes, sir.
All right. You gain the benefit of sharpness for the next 12 hours, so you get a +1 on your damage.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
and
I
then
think I'm gonna go walk around Saltmarsh a little bit.
Okay. Rogelio, you're able to find a seafarer's map of the region. It's going to cost you 2 gold.
Cool. And with that, if I can, I'd like to just briefly speak with Oceanus to have him show me where the lizard folk have camped.
We'll deal with that in a moment.
Okay.
Let's see. Oddity, you said you kind of wanted to walk around?
Yeah, she's just kind of wandering around the town, looking
Okay.
into the stores and doing some, or shops, doing some window shopping. See if there's anything interesting.
Okay. Deluge.
I am gonna go for a swim.
Oh, lovely. That worked out really nicely the last time.
Nothing bad has ever happened.
Don't worry about those cinder blocks chained to your ankles. Nothing.
Deluge, dangerous when wet.
Oh boy.
That's
Talk about
t-shirt.
a soft toss.
That's a t-shirt right there.
That is. That's
I gave that to you.
Man.
Look for that in my shop starting tomorrow.
Please, I would buy so many.
Oh man! All right, so here's what I would like to do. So, Deluge. Do you have any particular plans for your swim?
I'm going to go diving to see if I find anything interesting.
Okay. Okay, we'll deal with you in a second then. What I would like to have happen is I'm going to transition screens, but I would like all players with the exception of Rogelio, take your earphones out and please don't watch the stream for a couple minutes.
Gotcha.
You can just watch here. All right.
So I should look at the stream right now.
Yeah, you can look at the stream right now. So, you bring the map to Oceanus.
Okay.
And it looks oddly familiar. Because this is the only map that I have. That's just how things are. And what exactly would you like to ask him?
I mean, I guess the main thing was I wanted to find where the lizard folk are currently camped.
He says that there have been sightings in the woods, but there's also been a lot of sightings out here in the mire, just going through Kingfisher's River. It turns into a pretty low water table swamp, but it does feed all the way down into. It feeds back and forth. It's a slush pool, so it's going back and forth. So there's brackish water with fresh water mixing, all intermingling together. This is actually one of the tributaries for a couple of the rivers in the area. But they have been seen in the woods. But he knows their camp is definitely to the, what direction is that? To the north. Not exactly here, but close enough to there that if you find that area, you'll know where they are.
We'll likely run into a patrol or something.
Yeah, and he says their patrols usually encompass like a full day's travel out. They do patrols for a day or so out.
Okay.
And they come back. So it's one of those things like the patrol sets out in the morning while another one is coming in the afternoon. And they do about a 24-hour cycle, give or take, 18 to 24-hour cycle for goods, for food, for things that they need, things along those lines.
Okay.
And he says, be careful. And again, if you go in the morning, that's the best time. If you go in the afternoon, there'll be another group departing and or coming in at the same time.
It's the morning. Do you have any other suggestions before we make this endeavor?
He focusing on speaking to the Queen Othokent. If need to, there's a minister named Sarov.
Sarov?
That seem to be the two different faction leaders, but there's the Queen. And to be on your good graces, that for as simple-minded as a lizard folk seem, there often seems to be a method to their madness. So if you walk in guns blazing, you will never, ever have the benefit that you're trying to seek.
Very well.
That you should do this as a goodwill tour.
All right. Well, thank you, and we hope your recovery goes nicely, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you again.
And as you clap your hand on his shoulder, he dies because you kill him. No, I'm kidding. All right. All right. All right, streamers or players. Come back to us. Come back to us.
So who's dead?
I am again.
Yeah.
Aw.
So you guys look down the hallway and you see the top half of Rogelio's body crawling down the hallway saying, "Not today, motherfuckers. Not today."
No one's dead.
And there's a little girl that's grabbing his entrails and running the other direction. No.
Oh, jeez.
That's chapter 4, folks.
Yay!
We're not there yet.
All right. So what in particular are you looking for swimming, or are you just swimming to kind of take recreation?
I'm looking for shinies in the water.
Fantastic. Give me a percentile die roll.
52.
52. So after about an hour or so of swimming out, diving, looking in various coves, lowlands, marshes, things along those lines, you're able to come across a handful of small pearls. We'll say 5 of them with a total value of, we'll say 55 gold. They're rather small. They're not perfect. A little chipped, maybe a little irregular, but definitely a good find.
Nice.
I think during this whole time, Calder's back up in his room. I'm recasting Find Familiar.
All right.
So,
And your crow comes back, or your raven comes back.
yep. All right. And I pet my raven, like scratched it on his head, and then I bamf it out of here for the time being.
All right.
And then
So
I'll probably
go
head
ahead.
down to the bar. And then while everybody else is all out, I'll probably head down to the bar.
Okay.
Sit with a mug of ale and just like people watch.
Give me perception check at advantage.
Give me 1 second. That is going to be 18.
It doesn't take you long to notice that throughout the remainder of the day, messengers are coming in with little tiny paper envelopes or paper parchment or parchment, whatever bundles, and they're handing them to Elsa, who opens it up and she kind of looks and goes, "And here's another one," and she puts it in a very small stack behind the bar. After maybe 15-20 minutes, Night Breeze will walk by. She'll hand him the stack, and then maybe another half hour, 45 minutes will go by, and another one is brought in.
I guess I'll walk up to Elsa. I'll be like, just curious. What are all these packages coming in for the?
Oh, these are applicants for joining you guys.
I guess I wasn't made aware that we're expanding the team. They haven't.
They
fully
didn't tell
told
you?
Me, they haven't fully filled me in on what's going on, and so we had a terse little.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to raise a small army and train them, and flyers were sent out and missives were sent out to all the corners of Faerun, and we're getting people who are applying and they're making their way here to be part of what you're trying to do. This was from edict from the town council. This was part of the punishment/reward for the trial.
All right. I was gonna say, Elsa, are you able to? If I was mail out a letter, would you be able to make sure it gets posted for me?
Absolutely.
All right. Give me a couple minutes. I'll have something for you to send out, and one more question. Who left the tray of food for me up there in the room?
The tray of food was prepared by myself and the staff.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. That helped a lot.
Okay.
So, I go back over to the table with pen and paper and I start drafting a letter.
Alrighty. Oddity, anything in particular that you're looking for?
I'm gonna look for. I had something in mind. I'm forgetting it now. For now I'm just. I haven't really had time to look around the town and actually at the shops and what's available and things like that. So right now, I think I'm just gonna be window shopping.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll percentile die.
Sure. Where's my 93.
Okay. While you're just kind of wandering around, just looking at the shops, looking at the windows, just kind of letting your mind wander, just, focusing on the cattails and the cattail. But you let your mind wander, and you find yourself over near the shopping district. And there seems to be a little bit of a commotion. And it kind of, first you're not really letting it you're not paying it any mind, but it starts to be one of those things you just kind of eventually have to look, because there's a little bit of shouting, but it's not really angry shouting. It sounds like people are bidding. And, it's just one of those things that you eventually wind up having to go look.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk over and you see that there is a cage. And inside this cage, there appear to be... Uno momento. Oh, shit. Okay. 4 lizard folk children, scared out of their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And the auction as to who wants them to do whatever with, be it slavery, be it food.
Shit.
Current bid, I would like for you to roll me a D10.
4.
Current bid is 400 gold.
The nearest shop or sign, where is it? Like, I'm looking for a landmark.
You're in the middle of the shopping district, right down by the water, where the pearls were originally found by Deluge.
Okay, I'm grabbing my earrings. Thing. I need you all in the shopping district right now.
As she does that, you guys hear this
now.
in your ear. It's the same ear that is pierced. It is, in that moment, it is.
They're gonna.
It is her voice.
Someone's trying to steal some lizard folk kids. They're gonna fucking lynch them. Somebody get down here now, and I'm gonna barrel through the group if I can, at the crowd if I can. I just get in front of the children.
Okay.
I grab everything and run towards the market.
And I've got both my hands up, and they're starting to smoke. What the hell are you guys trying to do? These are children.
And you see the guy who, let's see who you run against. Okay, that's who you run up against. So the Goliath barbarian standing there kind of says, "Hey, lass, we found these mongrels, and I means to sell them for profit. It's what we do here."
Oh, so this is a town of slavers?
And everybody's looking around, and somebody's like, 405 gold.
I will set you on fire.
And the barbarian just kind of shakes his head and goes, and he just kind of leans over.
I was looking at the bidder, not at
I know.
him.
He just leans over and he hands you a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, it's an official town edict that allows this.
I don't care.
I know.
And if it's in my hand,
Yep.
I said it burns.
Fair enough.
How quickly can I get there?
I'll say that you are done with your dive at this point and probably just in your room. You guys can make it there in about another minute at full tilt.
Okay.
What else do I have?
I'm gonna talk into the earring and be like, Oddity, bid now.
410 gold.
And he goes, ah, I see. You see, every one of us wants something to do. 410 gold to you, lass. Voice from the back. 412.
Do I see who it is?
You're kind of got a pretty good idea. It's
Do I have a clear shot at their feet?
no.
Damn. Then I'm just gonna send a firebolt over their head. Not adding any to building. Just
411 then.
No matter what, Oddity, win.
420 gold.
420 to you, lass. Any other takers?
Oh, I wish I was scarier. I
do
put
we-
nothing on it. He's trying to be
You
intimidating.
guys can start to see the crowd at this point. It's not a very large crowd, but it is definitely a crowd. This is something that does happen in this region. So at this point, as you guys are hearing closer, you guys, there's an elf, old elf, standing in the background holding a staff, and he goes, 450 gold.
Firebolt over his head.
Is this something I'd be familiar with
What level is your firebolt?
from Waterdeep?
It's a cantrip. It's
Okay,
basically just
it does not get
intimidating.
cast to counter spells.
Oh my.
Now, are we there yet to the
You're about 30 seconds away.
I guess in those 30 seconds I'll have one of my axes out, just like.
So you're running down the street with your axe out?
Actually, what I'll do is I'm gonna.
Actually, what I'll do. Good point, T.
Actually.
What I meant
What I'm
to
gonna do
say.
is, as we're walking by, I'm gonna like bury my axe into a just leave it there, like bury it hard into the crate so nobody can take it.
Okay.
So,
Last, the bid's up to 450 gold. What say you?
460.
460 gold.
Is this something I've seen in Waterdeep?
Yes.
Kind of typical. Or...
Yeah. Be it lizard folk, be it trolls, sea hags go for a fair
Goblinoids.
price. Goblinoids, bullywogs go for not as much, but they still go. So, your bid was four. What was it? 475.
450,
450.
I think, or 460, whatever.
or
Can't remember whatever the last one was.
We'll say 450. We'll say 450. Just because it's easy for me to remember as a DM. I got
Okay.
enough numbers running through my head right now.
You don't need numbers.
So you guys get up there as the Goliath barbarian says 450 going twice. Any other takers? Final chance. 450 sold. This lot of rot is yours, lass. And he just holds out his
Fine.
hands.
I come running up at this point and I slam a very ornate pouch of gold in his hand.
Okay. Is this the right amount?
It is.
Okay. He checks it anyway. He goes, all right. Great doing business with you, lass. Have a great evening.
And he's his back is turned and he's around 10 feet away from me. I'm going to quietly cast bees.
But you can't quietly cast bees. You have to scream, bees!
Doesn't say that.
I know.
Oddity. I'm gonna just whisper to Oddity. I'm like, Oddity, that was actually a bag of rocks. I used a trick. He has nothing.
We need to run then.
Yes.
I turn around to the lizard folks' children, hoping they can understand. It's like, we're gonna get you out of here and take you to your mom and dad, okay? or
You hear them
whatever it is.
nervously.
Okay.
Actually, which ones of you speak? What's the language? Aurelian?
Aquan.
Aquan. Yeah. Sorry.
I speak primordial, which is like a derivative, which is
Yeah,
is a derivative, so I can
same.
sort of understand them.
Hmm.
You can
I-
get the point across.
Actually, that's the wrong people. So, Circes, you understand them speaking in broken Draconic, like slang Draconic. Um, we just want to fucking go home to our mother and fathers.
Please be calm. We'll get you home probably in the morning. I don't know. Perhaps we should just go now. I don't know, but we'll get you home. That was the purpose of purchasing you.
Any
We
of you
purchased
speak
your freedom.
Abyssal?
Huh?
Abyssal?
I cast comprehend language.
Okay.
At
you hear
this
the
time, we've
Draconic.
also got them at the cage trying to herd them out of town.
Yeah. Where are you guys taking them?
Probably back to the house.
Probably out of town. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
the
I
house
also got-
is like a full day away.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Or
that's
not.
Right. We live in the middle of nowhere now.
You guys no longer have any horses or carts left, right?
Does Nightbreeze have one of these earrings?
Not that you know of.
Well, that would have been convenient.
I'll just try it. And Rogelio tries on the earring to talk to Nightbreeze. Nightbreeze, do you have one of these things? I'll
Yep.
take that as a no.
Yep. He does.
Oh, so imagine, if you will, we had 4 lizard folk children in a cage. Where should we take them? This is theoretical, of course.
Just in case. Asking for a friend.
And all of you here back, if you're talking about the shipment of the lizardfolk children that was set for auction today that just came into town about an hour ago, there's always room for everyone at my end.
Well, that's good to know. If we see them, we'll let we'll let you know.
I'll get a room ready.
Okay, yeah, bye.
No,
Oh,
you
it's good to
hang
know
up.
we have
No, you
no
hang up.
It's good to know we have no privacy.
Well, it's got a range of about 500 feet. And you guys are stretching that limit.
Very well. We should get
Yeah.
these.
And hold on
Thank
really
you.
fast,
I'm
guys.
gonna-
I gotta see who won. Uno momento, por favor. Chancellor.
Chancellor.
Hey!
It's
You know, he
me.
started this
I'm a
game
winner.
with no dice. That's very good.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, so Chancellor, you won. I'll hook up with you afterwards. And we are about 15 minutes away from launching another one. Actually, 10 minutes away from launching another one. So, folks, as long as I have more than 10 people watching, I will launch another one in 10 minutes, and that will be another 15 minutes, and we'll go from there. All that I ask is that if you win one, please don't enter the next one. So, but
I'm going to.
I'm
Sorry,
going
go
to
ahead.
enter them all.
I was gonna say I'm gonna lean forward towards the cage, and I'm just going to say, "You are exactly the pearls I was looking for." Really
You
creepily.
hear, "Ah!"
I just pat one on the head and just hang out and say, just there.
This is a very fortuitous find, actually.
I think we found our offering.
So they actually
Yes.
they sell children here.
Is that really the most unbelievable thing?
It is the way of the city folk.
And people look
Unfortunately.
down at people in circuses. Okay.
You've never
Yeah.
bought a child before?
I was bought.
Oh.
So I'm a little bit
other
against
end of
this.
the deal. Didn't it work out though?
I was lucky. These kids wouldn't have been if I wasn't here.
Look, luck is a matter of perspective. Point is, we have children now to do with what we will, and
You guys are like a growing
I
family.
think-
You have a house. You have kids.
We're like a big happy family. aren't we?
Yeah.
big, happy, dysfunctional family.
I mean, any
How
other kind
how
of
many
family.
how
I think
many
we're
Four.
of the lizard children?
I,
4?
I think
Yeah.
we're now ready to celebrate the holidays.
Let's
Interesting
see.
Thanksgiving.
I'm just gonna keep looking at the kids to freak them out and be like, you are breakfast, you are lunch, you are dinner, and you are my midnight snack.
Stop it, Deluge.
Give me an intimidation
Stop
check.
it.
They're gonna repeat these things when we bring them back.
21.
21.
Yeah.
So you see what seems to be the tallest one also appears to be female. She flat out pees herself.
Oh, interesting.
I shove
I
her
probably
behind me and just get between her and Deluge.
Well,
Give
let's
it up,
get these
Deluge.
children back to the sea breeze.
And in short time, you guys have made your way back.
What do lizard folk eat?
Meat.
Fish.
Human babies. I wish they were selling human babies at the market. We would have been rolling in it, you guys.
Well, Deluge, maybe you can go find some human babies and feed the lizard folk.
They don't really taste good, I can tell you from a friend.
So with that, Night Priest meets you guys as you enter the inn. So, what have we here?
Well, I know what it looks like.
It looks like the
Yeah,
gods
four
have
lizard
given
folk
you a
kids.
gift.
In fact, I believe they have.
That is how we are choosing to see it.
Yeah, I can tell you that Lunch peed herself, so it's really kind of awkward right now.
Don't mind,
Oh,
Deluge.
please, don't.
And
make me feel-
she
can't
says
talk.
in Draconic, "My name is not Lunch, it's Ursk."
Ursk, pleased to meet you. I'm Circes. Please excuse my friend. She's got a bit of a dry sense of humor.
Nothing about me is dry.
I was gonna say, she looks at Deluge and says, "That seems to be the only part of her that is dry."
Ha! It jokes.
Can I kind of herd the kids into like a room?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in there and just sit with them. Just try to keep Deluge away.
And Rail Maximus coming in with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 plus 50 biddies, which not only
buddy.
gives you guys another dissonant whisper, so you guys now have 6 dissonant whispers, but it's also going to launch a giveaway early.
Ooh.
So this is another giveaway for dice. Same rules apply as before.
Nice.
Nice, 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 dice, dice.
Thank you,
dice.
Rail Maximus. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Real.
Thank you, thank you.
That
So-
wasn't that one I was supposed to hit. No,
No, it's not exclamation point dice. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. I'm
But you're able to herd them into a room. And Elsa kind of looks at her and goes, "I've never prepped food for lizard folk before."
It's probably similar to prepping food for Deluge, so just bring some
Yes.
raw fish up.
I was about to suggest the same thing.
I'll ask Urk or Ulk or whatever her name is.
Ursk.
Ursk, don't be rude.
What would you like to eat?
She kind of
Young
looks,
lady.
and she kind of looks, and this is where you get the air of the pre-teen prima donna.
Rolls her eyes at me. Yeah.
Food, duh.
What kind of food do you prefer? Do you like
She
fish?
looks
Do you
around.
like...
She goes, "I'd eat what's on that plate. I'd eat what's on that plate. I'll eat what's on your plate. I don't care."
Very well. Bring her whatever.
And so Elsa goes, "Okay." So food is being prepared and taken up to their room.
I'm gonna just sort of look at him. Question. I'm not quite sure how old lizard folk get. Are you allowed to drink?
And there's a short-ish, kind of blue-ish one who speaks up with a really young, proud voice and says, "Of course I am."
Oh, I like you. Don't let these things drink anything.
And
Except
"Oh,
water?"
man."
Water or juice, perhaps? I don't know what children enjoy.
I've only been one once. But no, food's prepared, taken up for them, and Nightbreed says, let's talk. Let's figure out a plan for tomorrow. Maybe we can
Very well.
use them to our advantage.
Obviously, why I suggested we bid. These are exactly the offerings that Oceanus was talking about. These are going to be our ticket in. And hopefully these guys will help us figure out what the fuck is going on.
They do appear to be our path in. I think we'll get them cleaned up the best we can, and I'd rather not have to drag them there in chains. I can only imagine.
Idea.
Yes.
Why don't we only take some of them and keep the others as leverage?
I think we should bring all the children free of bond and chain.
But what
So
if they
that-
start
Yeah,
to
whatever.
run?
Well, that's a good question. Perhaps we can
Called
get them
tracking.
close,
We follow them.
and then we release them as we get close. I don't think we wish to be seen by the lizard folk as transporting their offspring in chains and in a cage.
They have no problem doing that to us.
I realize that.
Ugh.
But again, we are not going there to seek war. We're going there to seek counsel.
It's even though they might do that to us, but it's sometimes we might want to try to appear to put our best foot forward, olive branch, as they would say. And then it seems like if we return their children unchained and unharmed, then that might go a long way into helping to ease any tension that could be brewing between the Saltmarshians and the lizard folk.
You say olive branch. I say we need to be the ones with the bigger stick.
Well, that's why we're going in there. It's like we're not just gonna not empty-handed without ways of defending ourselves, but we want to try to appear that we're able to, that we're trying to make an effort of proving that we're peaceful, that we're not here to hurt them.
Is
I
that really the
actually-
message we want to go with?
I actually agree with Deluge on this.
If we don't show that we're the ones with the power, we won't get respect. That's what they respect.
See what you mean there.
We have to make them know that we are the strongest. We have all the cards, and we are here to talk, and they are there to listen.
See what you're saying.
You do have a point, but there has to be, we have to come to an idea that we're here to find out what's troubling them. Why are they buying all these weapons? So if we're talking too much and they're listening, they're not going to explain to us as why they need these weapons. We just will be coming in, basically adding fuel to the fire. Hey, it's like giving them more ideas. Like, this is why we need weapons.
I'm not suggesting we don't bring them something. But I do agree we need to show a strong front here.
I think if we come with the ability to return their offspring to them, we could be seen as partners. As long as we don't walk in there all. What's the word I'm looking for? Like some sort of delegation.
Sorry, it was broken by the cat fur.
That was
So
awesome.
sorry.
That was awesome.
Aw, she's so cute. Can we have a campaign cat? Like, can we have a pet cat?
I don't see why
You
not.
would, you'd kill it horribly.
I
during
know.
my Sea of Thieves streams, I'll turn on my side cam and you can watch my dog sleep next to me.
So
Makes sense
sorry.
for the cat bee for D&D. Emotional support dragon. I agree, real Amanda. So Night Breeze looks at you guys. So it sounds like you guys still have a decision to make.
I made my point clear. I think we should take some of the children, make a point, show that we are not to be messed with, and that we are to be heard. And then we go from there. That is my point. That is my stance. You'll have to try hard to change my mind.
And I agree with Deluge.
So, what will we be asking of them for the safe return of the remaining children?
The truth.
About what's going on.
Exactly. The whole truth. Or there will be consequences.
Let's not immediately drop the consequences word, but
Yeah, we are talking about an
it's
entire
that-
tribe
that-
here.
Some
It's one thing to
diplomacy
appear
will be needed.
sure of ourselves and confident, and it's another thing to be stupid in the group of lizard folk over whom we have no chance of defeating should things turn south.
I do agree that we need to only take some of them because if things do turn south, it's the only leverage we'll have.
We'll have a trapdoor, agreed.
So who do you propose maintains the ones you don't take?
I think that is just a suggestion. Feel free to dissent, but I feel Oddity has a better rapport. I feel she should stay and keep an eye on the children. I'm worried that their sheer force could. I'm worried that Oddity.
Yes, I'm concerned if they're anywhere in the area, they could erase our leverage with pure physical force.
I don't think they're going to come directly into Saltmarsh.
Yeah, that,
Well, you were putting
okay.
not just Oddity, but myself, my tavern.
Perhaps she
and
could
all
take
of
them.
Saltmarsh at risk.
Perhaps she
Well-
could take them to the house.
Maybe the market should have thought of that before they started selling lizard folk children in the middle of town.
I agree. But then you're going to return only half of them.
The others will be returned once we get the information we need.
And if you don't?
They'll be released anyways.
So
Oh, I thought we were going to kill them.
I assume if we don't return, if we don't get the information we need, we likely won't be returning.
So then you're going to leave Oddity with 2 lizard folks in the middle of town in an area where the other 2 will know where they are?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a better idea?
Yeah, I think
Because
she
I'd
should
love
go
to hear
to.
it.
I think she should go to the house.
Yeah, I
Lizard
think
folk won't know
probably-
where the children are, but that'll get them out of town and get them a safe place. The house is guarded by.
It's a days away, and I don't have any way of transport.
I would say the house would be the better bet.
I'm sure we could
Shoot.
find a way to help you transport them. I look over at Night Breeze.
I'm not sure
Well,
they're allowed
so
to
far your
own a
guys'
horse at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say your guys' handling of horses as of late does not really leave me a lot of leeway. Let me see what I can do.
I have an idea. We're by the water. What if we use
Ah.
a boat?
That's what I meant to ask. See how long for us to
Yeah, we could sail to the house. That should
get from there to the cove.
that should take shorter than
How long would it take for us in a small, like, basically what we have at the house, to sail to the house?
You mean the ship that's docked out back?
You have that here?
Totally, yep.
That's how we got all the supplies here.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. I saw it when we were coming in.
the the sloop that we have here, the longboat that we have here, it took an able-bodied crew, which you guys more than definitely are, about 4 or 5 hours with the wind and with the current. You'll be going a little bit against the wind and probably a little bit against the current, so maybe about 8 hours.
But still,
That should be good.
what
That
time
should
is
get
it?
us-
He looks at his sundial on his wrist and says,
His eye dial.
It's coming up on about 6 p.m. The shops and markets have begun to close. The night crew for the tavern has begun to come in.
So if we leave now, we can get back to the house by definitely before sunup. Get settled in, quick rest, and then we can leave out from the house at sunup, or a little bit after sunup.
Well, based on the
We have-
information,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
to say based on the information, I spoke with Oceanus again. I think some of the closer places we'll encounter the lizard folk are actually closer to Saltmarsh rather than where our home is. So we might have to double back to the town. But I suppose we could probably just look anywhere north, inland, to see if we could run across a lizard folk patrol. But we'd be running on. We're definitely going to be looking at a long day tomorrow if we attempt to do this tonight.
We can't go out there at night anyways. You have to show up there first thing in the morning.
Correct. Correct.
So if there's a
We'll be
night,
seen
we
as,
might as well be
as
lunch.
betas or spies. And I certainly would benefit from a good rest.
Who's all in favor of taking the boat back home and then setting out in the morning after getting a rest?
We're not that far from marshes where we live. It's maybe a roundabout way, but I know you guys would be closer to Saltmarsh, but I don't know.
No, I think that's the better choice. I think we should take the boat and go back to the house. And if there are still town guards hanging out there, right?
I believe we've burned through that currency.
Okay, good. All right. So we may not even have a house anymore.
No, we got the
Still
house.
legally own the plot of land. Take
We own it.
a tent there.
So Nightbreeze kind of leans forward and says, "What if I were to accompany you to the house and keep watch on whichever lizard folk children you leave with me, so that you are not running at 3/4 strength? For if there's a fight, I think you would all rather be together."
Yeah,
That
I
would be
wasn't too,
lovely.
pleased about being left behind.
That would work.
I mean, if you're up for that and are willing to do so, then very well.
He says, "Not a problem." And he says, "Are we leaving tonight?"
I think
I'd
so.
like to
I
get
think
up
we
here
should.
now if possible.
You hear a very high-pitched whistle come from Nightbreeze, and from his office, a black flying snake with silver etched on the wings comes out, curls up on his shoulder, says, "Let's go, little buddy. We've got work to do."
Pardon? You have that, and you're just gonna nonchalantly be like, "Oh, come on, let's go."
This is I can't remember his name from the other campaign, but I've had him for going on 20 years.
It's a flying snake.
Yeah,
I hear they're pretty common in Schultz.
and he's a hell of a fighter.
It's a snake.
There was a
don't-
dancer in the circus that had an entire show with 10 of them.
They don't have arms. How are they good fighters?
They bite.
Now I just have a vision of flying snakes trying to wield like a dagger in its mouth.
Yeah. Crossbow. Shoots himself instead of the bolt.
Actually, I would say that you've had experience, and you know that for just being a flying snake, they are poisonous. Their poison does grow with age. That their bite does get worse with age, and they're incredibly hard to hit because they dart around. To give you an idea, their AC is like 19.
Wow.
Snake has a better freaking AC
Snake.
than me.
Just so you know.
Tough flying snake.
But like their AC ranges between 16 and 19. So, watch it, Kelsey. But he goes, "We'll be ready when you guys are."
Very well.
I think I'd gather what left I have in my room, head down to the little dock out back, and just wait for everyone else to show up.
All right, so here's what we'll do: is we'll pick the winner for this giveaway. I'll launch the next giveaway, and we'll take a very short break. We'll take our break now, and then we'll pick up with you guys being on the boat, arriving at the house. Unless there's anything you guys want to do between now and then.
I was gonna say before, as we're walking out, I want to hand that letter to Ilsa to have her mail out.
Easy enough.
Would it be possible to get a long rest on this, or are we going to be actively crewing
You're
and
going to
doing
be
things?
actively crewing for the entire time.
Alrighty.
All right, let's pick the winner. Drunkness.
Woo! Drunkness monster.
Drunkness
Woo!
monster.
Nice.
Speak up in chat momentarily, please. And
Winner, winner,
thank
chicken
you.
dinner.
All right, drunkness. Uno momento. Forgot to have this open because I'm awesome.
You are.
Part-time streamer, real-time player. All right, drunkness.
Overtime awesomeness.
Say one more thing in chat for me, please. I just need to grab you on this screen. Awesome, thank you. I will. I'm going to whisper you right now, and I'll get with you after the game sometime soon, and I'll get your address. We'll get things figured out. But congrats, and what we're going to do, folks, is like I just said, I will go ahead and close this one, and I will go ahead and launch the next one. And starting with this giveaway, they are follower only, follower or better, I think. Nope, they're open for everyone. Alrighty, cool. Next one's going to launch right now. It'll be up for 15 minutes, but we'll be back before then. We're going to take a very short break, everybody. Make sure you get those exclamation point joins in to enter for a free dice giveaway. If you have won one tonight, please don't enter again. I can't stop you from entering, but give everybody else the opportunity to win something. And we'll see you guys in just a few short minutes.
See you shortly.
Bye-bye. Follower 2, and welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your break. Hopefully you filled up your glasses and have rejoined us. Oh, you didn't do that? Oh. But I took some meds, so hopefully my mouth will stop swelling here shortly. I'm almost positive that I popped one of my last 3 stitches. It tickles. But anywho, in any way, for those that were wondering, the name of the flying snake is Sleet. So we did sort that, so no worries, we've got that covered. We are picking up where I intended to, which is where the boat is being pulled into the cove down below the house off of the coast. You have the 4 lizard folk children with you. You have Nightbreeze and Sleet. Nightbreeze has been decked out in preparing for battle. So he is wearing black armor, and it's very scarred, but it still looks very functional. He has a rapier, he has a buckler, he has a ornate dagger, and he also has a crossbow with quite a few arrows and a small sack that he carries with him. And Sleet is usually found cooling on his arm. As you guys get closer to the house, he kind of points and says, this is one of the benefits of being around as long as I have. And he kind of just holds Sleet up, and he holds his arm up, and he nuzzles Sleet, and you see his armor glow this verdant green, and the snake wraps into his armor, and you see that the forearm guard now has the shape of sleet inside of it with a little tiny green jewel for his eyes. He goes, "He's always with me." Easy enough. Let's see who won. Wiley. I'll I'll work with you afterwards. And we are still well above 10, so in about another 10 minutes, folks, we will launch another giveaway. Um, they are not interested. They're paying attention, but they're obviously not learning. You'll ask them, so what does this one mean? Like, go fish. But they're definitely listening, but they're just not paying attention. Wow. And you know this. Actually, yeah, Deluge, can you put something in chat really fast for me? Just make my life easy. But you're able to yeah, just say hi in chat or something. Yeah, you're able to get yeah, in Twitch. I know, weird, right? It'll make sense. But you're able to get the boat moored easily. You're able to get it docked. You're working with the tide, so everything is fine. And you guys are in the cave system below your house. No, not yet. That is from somebody else who in this group who won something during my big charity drive. So there you go, Shannon. You're now a sub. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, that's a show to Shannon, not Deluge. I love Deluge. I think Deluge is fantastic. But that being said, you guys are, yeah, it's not quite dawn yet. You are still about 2 hours away from dawn. And you guys make your way up and you find the house in the state that you left it. The guards are not camped there anymore, but nothing seems to have been taken or gone awry. In fact, question for point of clarity: what happened to the necklace that was tied to your door? Oddity, did you take it? You destroyed it. That's right. Okay, I wasn't sure if you had left it or not. I honestly could not remember. That's right. Okay, but you guys find your rooms, and there is evidence that some people have been there. But it's more it doesn't take you long to realize that what they've been doing is they've been marking and getting things ready for repair. You know that repair is supposed to be starting within the next couple of days. You were promised within a 10-day that they would begin, and you're about 3 days out from that promise. So repairs should be beginning soon, but you can see carpentry marks. You can see that the collapsed floor has been heavily marked and ready to be removed. And there's like measurements written on the walls, and there's some there's things like that. Some of the loose bricks have been removed. There's no more spiders, stuff like that. Go. It is not marked, so it looks like it should be okay. Okay. You all have the benefit of a short rest. About 2 to 3 hours later, dawn begins to break. Uh, Beyond any other measure, we can totally say that Cirrus, you wake up first. You sense that dawn is coming, as you normally do. Let's see how many are left. Looks like Deluge has eaten one of them. No, they are sound asleep. All right, what would you say? And roll your percentile die. You feel the telltale warmth as the sun begins to crest over the horizon begin to fill you, and you know that your voice has been heard. We'll see what happens with that. The rest of you begin to awaken, knowing that tonight was meant to be short, and that you have stuff to do this morning. How would you like to go about your morning?
Sort of staring out the window, looking at the sun, being like, if this doesn't frickin' work. And then I'm gonna try praying to Lathander too.
Oddity is going to sit on the floor in her room and just take her cards, lay them out and stuff like that, just trying to connect with them again, because I think she's felt a little lost.
Roll me percentile die.
To get any idea of what's going on. 77.
Okay, so as you lay them out and you start to scatter them and you put your hands over top of them, for probably only the third time in your life, you kind of open your eyes and you see a grayish spectral mist start to lift off the cards and wrap slowly around your fingers, weave in between, come around the wrist. It's cold and then hot and then cold again. You feel it start to drift up your wrist underneath your cloak for your wrist, and just envelop your hands. And you take a deep breath and it leaves your hands and you inhale it and you feel as though you are finally in tune again with your cards of misfortune.
Okay.
So I will give you a +1 modifier to your charisma
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
for the next 24 hours.
okay.
And no, this would not affect your followers.
You've DM'd before, I see.
Or I've been asked questions like that before.
Lovely.
Anyone else?
I guess Calder's just going to be sitting, wakes up, he bamps out his, it just basically just feeds him a little bit and just has him just do a little fly around the house, make sure there's nothing out of sorts. So,
Okay.
and the whole while through the night he attuned to his axis.
Okay. So, as your morning prep has gone underway, Nightbreeze is patiently standing. He has the 4 kids, and he says, "So, which ones are you taking? And how will I know that things are okay?"
Well, let's see. You do have the. Of course, we'll be further away than that.
Because I don't think you can get too far off your property, and this would still work
Correct.
with me.
I think we might want to take the youngest ones. The older ones are a bit mouthy, and that may not be to our advantage.
Does make sense.
The youngest one is actually quite small enough that I can carry it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take the smallest one with me.
Very well. Perhaps we should put a time limit on this, although I don't know what you'll do if we don't return. How
Calder,
far along is it going to take us to reach the area where we may encounter some
We'll
lizard
assume that
folk?
you guys have talked about the known locations and maybe even received some um, information from the children that kind of help you narrow it down. And you basically have to go all the way back to Saltmarsh and then inland to Saltmarsh, back across the bridge, over to the main fields, and then north about a half of a day. So a day and a half.
Well, all right then. Perhaps I'll be getting that long rest after all, by the way it all times out.
Or if you were to take the boat, go back to the dock, and make your way there, you'd probably get there around sundown.
Perhaps we sail back to Saltmarsh, rest for the evening, wake up early and head out, because we don't want to go in there at nighttime.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It'd be better than just walking all the way back to Saltmarsh to then just take a rest again.
It's your guys' call.
Besides, we need to practice sailing.
Okay, I like to hear that. Is that agreed upon by all of you?
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. We're going to get to test some sail mechanics here. Alrighty. So you guys take the two children down that you choose. It's agreed upon the Nightbreeds will he'll send out Sleet every once in a while. Sleet has your sense, so he'll be able to find you. So if you see a flying snake, that's just him checking up on you. But if he doesn't see you in a couple of days, that he'll have to assume the worst. That he's looking for some sign that things are okay. Sleet knows roughly where you guys should be, and so does he. But he plans to stay at the house for no less than 3 days. So he gave you guys ample time to do what you must do, and figure out what you must figure out.
Very well.
And he will also assume that Sleet and your Raven have been accustomed to each other, so they kind of know each other at this point as well. So, all that in mind, you guys load into your ship. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. We have three of you that, well, actually, all of you kind of have a little bit of a sailing background, right?
I
do.
Yeah, I have a sailing
Forever.
Fantastic. So, those of you that have a sailing background, your checks will be normal. Everyone who does not have a sailing background, your check will be at disadvantage. We will say that the voyage in and of itself will take 4 hours. We have who wants to be on the the port side of the sail, the starboard side of the sail. Who wants to be on front watch or stern? Bow watch. Who wants to be on stern, and who wants to be steering?
I should probably avoid anything that involves sailing proper. I could be a good watch.
Okay.
Can I steer, please? Can I steer?
No.
I feel like Rogelio ought to head up this effort.
I was a pirate.
He was a sailor. So was Calder.
I'm just saying, I have a
you're
great
broke
sense
people
of
too.
direction.
I have a pretty good sense
Okay,
of
why don't
direction
you be
as
in the
well.
water in front of us, leading the way? You can tell if there's rocks.
Is your name Umberly, perhaps, because you are quite the bitch?
Shots fired.
Wow. We don't have
Damn.
cannons here.
You can stay mad at me all you want, but you can at least pretend to like me for the children.
For the children?
Very well. So we set off?
They're gonna think the divorce was their fault.
All right. So
They
who's on
shouldn't
the
know.
helm?
They know that it was yours. And they'll learn to hate you too.
Who's
I
on
think
helm?
Rogelio should take the wheel.
I'll take the wheel.
I'll take a port side.
Circe heads to the bow.
Now, Calder, I know you're used to big rowboats, but this is a little different.
We had sails on it too. We didn't row the whole way. We did have sails. So.
Okay, just
So
checking.
who's heading out to the prow to be on bow watch?
I guess that's me, isn't it? No,
That's
I'm
me.
wherever Oddity put me. I guess I'm in the water. I guess I'm the mermaid at the front of the ship, just taking the waves in the face.
Okay.
That's not really what I meant, but okay.
All right. So who is on starboard sail?
Who's taking the other sail?
Oh, if I was just whatever no one was assigned to.
All right. So Deluge on starboard sail.
Yeah.
I think Circe is just gonna go on the bow.
Circe's bow.
I'm in the bow.
And stern.
I'm already up there, ready to go.
Stern with the kids.
Got my halberd drawn.
Me. That would
It
be
is
me.
Oddity. Okay. So.
It bothers me a little bit that the DM's writing this down. I just want to get on
that we
record
keep
as
it honest.
stating that.
So, when you guys do have some experiences, which means that the DC is going to be a little bit lower than what it would be for a neophyte who's hitting the seas for the first time because of your amazing voyage to Saltmarsh. And those of you who have experience, that just means that the DC is a little bit easier for you as well. But first and foremost, as the person at the helm of you, that makes you ship dad, right? So
Ship dad.
ship dad,
Ship dad.
Rogelio.
Nice.
I would like for you to roll for the weather.
Weather
that's-
roll.
That's totally calm and perfectly clear. I mean, we
Is
already
there any-
established that.
Is there any modifier to this?
Nope, just a straight D20.
18.
18. So it is, it's clear. The fog has lifted. The seas are a
hurricane.
little rough, not horrible, and you have tailwind. You're not sailing to content with the wind blowing in your face.
Roll percentile for humidity.
All right, so you guys are able to get the ship out and into the sea. You're able to row it out. That's pretty easy. There's no issues there whatsoever. You're able to turn it about. So I need a strength check from port sail and starboard sail, so Calder and Deluge, to get the sail up, posted, or the mast up, posted, and sail down.
You said strength.
Yep. And if you don't, so both of you, I think it's just a normal roll. I think the only person at disadvantage will be Oddity for all of this, right?
Will they add proficiency if they have proficiency with water vehicles?
Yes. If you have proficiency with water vehicles, you get to add your proficiency. If not, it's just a straight D20.
All right, so that would make.
Well, it's your strength
mine,
or dexterity, depending on what it is.
23 for me.
Okay.
17.
All right. So in very short order, you're able to get the mast placed. You're able to get the pins in the mast at the base. You're able to get the rigging hoisted, the sails down, and you guys are well underway. So now this is where we get to have a lot of fun. I need a boat check. It's going to be, since it's about 4 hours of sail, I need 4 boat checks, and we're going to do them in order to make sure you guys avoid rocks, to make sure that you don't capsize, to make sure that you continue with wind, and that you don't hit any ships that are in the harbor. So for the first boat check, it is going to be 100% dexterity.
I presume this is all on the helmsman.
Here's the thing. Here's how this works. So if the person on the bow fails, you all fail.
No, that's not. That wasn't in the agreement.
No, if the person on the bow fails, you all fail.
Okay.
Because you're trying to avoid something. So the person on the bow failed their watch, right?
Okay. So
But
I get
if
my
the
dex
person-
bonus, right?
Are you proficient with
Water vehicle.
I have
vehicles?
land vehicle proficiency, so no, I'm not.
No.
I mean, I'm a guard soldier
Yeah.
guy. I've been on a
But
boat
if
a couple
the
times.
person, and don't forget, you do have 6 dissonant whispers. But
Yeah,
if
I'm
the
gonna be using one of those for my role, if that's okay.
If the person on the bow fails for this particular check, then you all fail.
I'd like to use a dissonant
If
whisper. Would that be
your
okay?
average is a fail, then you all fail, and that means that you'll take damage. So it's just things along those lines. Keep in mind. So yeah, I'll go ahead and knock one dissonant whisper down.
Okay. So that's 2d20s. I'm rolling with advantage, correct?
2d20s rolling with advantage, correct?
Yeah. And you said no dex bonus, just straight dex?
Straight dex.
All right. The higher of the 2 die is a 15.
Okay.
1-5.
What everybody else roll?
15. You're
14.
muted, Cal.
It's a 17 for Calder.
20.
Okay. You all passed. So you're able to narrowly avoid a rock that is out on the jetty. As you pull around the rock, you lose a little bit of wind, but not a lot of time. You're able to make up for it pretty easily. The craft moves fairly well. DC was 7. As you guys continue along, you're starting to get into the shipping lanes. So things are going to be a little bit more interesting. I do need a percentile roll from both of the sails. So I need port and starboard sail. I need percentile rolls, please, and I'll take the average of your rolls.
Hope there aren't any party boats out here.
It's 31.
Jet skis.
100.
Okay. You are able to keep the winds tacked and not put any additional strain on the mast, so you have no issues or worry about the mast cracking at this point in time. It seems serviceable, and so do the sails.
I feel like that would suck.
It would, because you'd have to row the rest of the way, which would make it about 16 hours.
Yeah.
So
Plus the whole broken
with
mast thing.
that, this one is as a larger ship. It's got green and blue lights. There's a little four-post. No, it's not a.
Dang it.
But as a larger ship pulls into the shipping lane unexpectedly, you guys have to maneuver to get around. So this is going to be your choice, strength or dexterity. This is required for the helm and bow to pass in order for you all to pass, and the DC is high.
Well, I get a better bonus to my strength if I'm using that.
Yep.
All right, I will take a strength roll.
Okay.
We ready?
Yep.
That is with bonus a 10.
22.
Okay. Everybody else roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
13. Ooh,
Cat.
Damn jet skis.
This is strength or dex.
Yeah,
Yep.
your call.
So it's gonna be a 10 for me as well.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
13 if I'm doing dex, thankfully.
Okay. You guys are not successful at maneuvering the boat completely out of harm's way. Some damage is taken. Everybody roll a d6 for me.
Somebody start bailing.
3.
I got a 2.
6, 7, 8,
2.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of hull damage. Got it.
That seems
At this
bad.
point, you are seeing a little bit of cracking on the port side. The water is at a very slow trickle.
Can I use this on the bow
You
to
absolutely
indicate
can.
my genuine, sincere love for the captain who just cut us off?
Yeah,
Does
absolutely.
anybody know mending?
Can I throw my koozie at him?
You
Isn't that what you do on the lake? You know, when people are too
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, you throw your koozie at them.
It's made of wood.
So you said it's just like a little bit of a crack?
A little
or-
bit of a crack, yeah, not much. It might need a single bail between here and the end if nothing else happens.
Okay.
For those that are experienced. For those that are not experienced, you're freaking the fuck out because there's water in the boat.
It's fine.
Oh, I've seen worse. We're good.
All right. Now you're hitting out into the depths of the bay. Now there's a lot of really strange
Kraken.
creatures that live there's a lot of really strange creatures that live in the water, and you guys are in a relatively small boat in the middle of the large shipping lane.
We're
So
dead.
I need a perception check from the stern, please.
I heard there was a large kraken kill lately, some algae situation, so all the kraken have died.
So is that would be Helio, right? Because he's steering.
No, stern is
Stern.
you.
Oh,
I'm in the bow.
perception check.
Perception check, yes.
Oh, 22.
22. Okay. You happen to be casting a casual glance, and you see the fins of a rather large shark that seems to be tailing you.
We got sharks.
Are we gonna need a bigger boat?
Go away, Meg.
Should
Megalodons are canon for 5e, by the way.
I know
Really,
that.
really big shark. Shark.
Wait, what color is
Following
it?
us.
It is just all black with a little red.
Oh, lame.
Will it go away if I throw stuff at it? I can.
Actually,
I
I think
can-
the islands I can just go near and then.
I can freeze the water around it.
So, with this sighting, we'll say that those of you that are used to seeing large sharks, that you do know that they will attack some ships if they are hungry, or if you're in their breeding grounds, and it is breeding season. So, I would like to have a percentile die check from everyone on the ship, standard percentile die.
Shark,
I'll take your
shark
average.
love.
Oh no, guys, our boat looks super fuckable.
Jesus.
And with that, I'm going to launch
This-
another giveaway.
51 for oddity.
88.
I got an 82.
I got a 4.
I got an 18.
You got a 4? 4%?
I got it. 0, 0, and a 4. I'm pretty sure that's 4, not 400.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the 400 though.
All right, so let's go around again. What'd you guys get? Because that 4 threw me way off.
Yeah, me too.
So we're starting with 4. We'll start there.
I got an 82.
Okay.
51.
Okay.
18.
88.
Okay. By the way, exclamation point join in chat for a chance to win a free set of dice. All right, so that means I have to roll.
I've already got my dice. I can tell you they're nice.
All right. So, as you're sailing along, you see the fin. It's shifting through the water. You're kind of keeping an eye on it. You hear music begin in the air. And it
Copyright.
breaks off and goes away. You have evaded a megalodon.
Oh, good.
So, but with that in mind, while all of your attention was on the megalodon, you did not see the galleon in front of you. So I need a dexterity saving throw from everyone to see if you guys are able to maneuver the ship out of way.
You
Can I use
said
a dissonant
dexterity?
whisper?
You can definitely use a dissonant whisper.
Oh, that's a lot better. Okay.
Nat 20, so that's a 24.
It's gonna be
14 for oddity.
No dex bonus?
That'd be a dirty 20.
No dex bonus unless you have proficiency with water vehicles.
Okay.
It's gonna be
That's a
Or no proficiency bonus. You get your dex bonus, but no proficiency bonus.
It'd be
So
dirty
natural
20 for Calder.
30, 20, 20. What was yours, Deluge? 24?
24.
Okay.
Dissonant whisper.
Another dissonant whisper. Okay.
Ooh.
A 4. Got it.
Sorry,
Oddity,
y'all.
what was yours?
It was 14.
14.
I'm sorry,
Rogelio?
which kind of saving throw did you say this was?
Dex save.
Okay. 13.
13. So as your boat smashes into the starboard quarter of the galleon, the galleon is unfazed. However, I need everybody to roll a d10.
Oh boy.
D10. That sounds like bailing.
3.
2.
Is it-
1.
1.
Is the D10 the pyramid shaped one?
No. No. If you want to roll the pyramid shape one, I'll let you roll it 3 times.
9!
9? You guys were doing so good.
9.
You guys are doing so
Man,
good.
I
So
am blowing some
that's,
chunks with the dice tonight, kids.
that's
Sorry.
another 16, so that's a total of 30 hull damage. At this point, your
Yeah.
bowsprit is cracked,
Good.
and you have
Didn't need that.
significant hull damage.
That's a
and you
waste.
need to dedicate at least 2 people to bailing, or somebody needs to cast mending immediately.
Myself and the kids are all gonna be bailing.
Okay.
Does anyone know mending?
I don't know mending. I know prestidigitation.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on the ship?
It's not a living hull. That's not the ship that you guys have. If you guys would have had the sea ghost,
I was gonna
that's
say,
a whole other story.
How about
There's a-
Speak with Animals?
You could have used
There's
that on the
a-
Megalodon.
Can
All
we
right.
use a
I'm gonna-
dolphin to lift the boat?
I'm
So-
gonna use shape water to use some of the water in the ship to help bail out the rest of the water.
So does that mean that you're going to leave the sails and be bailing water? Because it needs to be bailed constantly until you guys make shore. So for another hour.
We got to have at least one person going between port and starboard. For sure.
I
How about...
mean, I could stay on the sails if you need me on the sails.
Man, I got nothing for this. Does water count as undead? I could turn it, maybe. Is it undead water, DM?
You could roll perception.
Oh shit, that's the wrong dice.
Oh wait, hold
50.
on.
It is definitely living water.
Okay.
How much
damn.
water is in the boat right now? If you had to say in gallons, perhaps.
At this point, since I'll say the impact has just happened and you guys are figuring out what is going on, we'll say in gallons, we'll say 7.
Okay, I use destroy water to destroy the water.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys are back at 0 water in, but it is coming in at a significant rate. You guys will still need to maintain bailing. So Oddity has offered herself and the children to bail.
Mhm.
That'll be enough.
Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. The whole time I'm like telling them stories from the circus and just making them shit up,
All
make
right.
them think they're like this is useful. And
So
not
you
to be
guys are
scared of
about
me.
90 minutes or so away from being able to make it to land. After about 30 or 45 minutes, Oddity, can you roll Constitution saving throws for the 2 children?
Okay.
I guess we bought some slaves after all.
2 children. One is 15. The other's 10.
All right, the one that is a 10. So one of the children is just too exhausted. They sit down. They're not helping anymore.
Throw them overboard.
It takes about another 15 minutes because of that. Oddity, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
3.
3. You now have 1 level of exhaustion.
This is
Okay.
totally not stressful. Everything is
so
fine.
as fast as Oddity can move and the other child can move, water is now beginning to build up in the boat. While this is being recognized by everyone else aboard, you see that you haven't been paying enough attention, and there is a sandbar directly in front of you, and you need to veer off to starboard side immediately, or else you will go right over top of it.
Yeeks.
So, since Oddity is out, the difficulty is raised, but she doesn't get to roll to help the average. So, I need a dexterity saving throw from the remaining 4 crew members.
Okay.
Dex saving throw. 18 for the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Gonna be at 21.
Okay.
19.
All right.
Dirty 20.
All right. You guys are able to maneuver the boat to starboard fairly easily without having any additional damage done to the boat. You have veered slightly off course because you were 1 person short, and you have added about 5 minutes to your travel time. At this point in time, there's about 15 gallons of water inside the hull of the ship.
Somebody else is going to need to bail.
The ship can contain safely about 45 gallons before it gets weighted down too much that you will eventually just sink.
Okay,
That
I'm
seems-
gonna use destroy water again to get rid of at least 10 gallons.
Okay, you guys are down to about 5 gallons of water, but at the rate that it is coming in, the seaworthy ones know that you will not make it to shore. Somebody else will need to help bail at this point.
I can go down and bail. I'm the least seaworthy of the remaining crew.
Can I patch or do anything to that nature?
You didn't check any barrels for planks. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have jeweler's tools.
Can I make
You know.
Bubbles a nice little bracelet or something?
Yeah. I feel like that would work.
No.
I did find a mango though.
Yeah, you did.
We'll mash it in the crack. That'll
Hey now.
show that thing.
Hey now.
I think just-
No mashing in the cracks. My apologies. Family show.
No, I've got the mature content flag on.
Crack mashing. Carry on.
All right. So now that you have 2 crew members, you no longer have a person in the front, which means the difficulty is automatically increased for anything that would be in front of you. You have the 2 people on sails and 1 person on helm. So this is turning into like my very first mission in Sea of Thieves, where I literally bailed my ship all the way to the seaport and it sunk.
We're not sinking. We're keeping
All
this
right.
boat.
So
What's in the bag of colding?
that's a great question.
Maybe if you
About-
just throw it in the water, it'll freeze the water.
45
No, that's
minutes
bad.
goes
That's bad.
by, and oh man, about 45 minutes goes by, and you realize that you're coming in a little too hot to the dock, like a lot too hot.
You can buff it out. Trust me.
Better drop sail there, people.
Because nobody was up front watching, and you also aren't sure if you're at the right dock. So
Oof.
I need a
This is going
strength
well.
check from the sails, or from the rudder, or from the helm, and dexterity check from the sails.
Strength check.
A strength check, yeah.
Were we going ludicrous speed or something? What's happening?
You were at full sail into the shore, and since nobody was up front watching, nobody could call out, "Hey, we need to reduce sail. We need to turn."
So that's not good.
19.
19, okay.
Oh, that's not going to be a good one for me. That is going to be 11.
Okay. And the strength check?
15.
15.
Yeah, Rogelio,
So
strong on the helm.
you crank the wheel as hard as you can. You raise the sails as fast as you can.
No anchor turn.
You forgot to talk about anchor. Anybody could have said it. Nobody said it.
Dang it.
But you guys rock right into the dock. I need all crew to please roll a d10.
It's fine. I was gonna park this here anyway.
1.
Okay?
5.
5.
4.
And I'll start bailing faster.
That's another 22 hull
Jeez.
damage.
Golly.
Putting you at... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's another 20 hull damage, which puts you at 50 hull damage out of 65. So, yeah. You guys are definitely at the dock, but you can see the dock through the side of your ship.
Oh, nice. Can we use part of the dock to mend the hull?
As you guys rock into the dock, a whole bunch of people, sailors and the like, come down, and they help tie off the ship. They
What are you doing?
They tie it across docks. They tie it to the hoist lines. They help get the rigging up. They help drop the sails. And you hear a lot of the comments like, "What the fuck were you doing? You should have dropped your sails like 25 meters before we. What the what's going on?"
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Haven't got the power.
But and there's just one of the people who's standing off the side. You guys have seen him around a little bit. He's definitely a shipwright. He's just sitting there going, "Okay, so money, money, money."
Excuse me, shipwright.
Yeah,
How much will this cost to fix?
he goes, "Your ship, we could probably fix. The dock, that's going to be expensive." And you turn around and look, and part of the dock is literally in the water now.
Oh, that was like that when we got here.
Yeah, that's one of those floating docks, right?
There's pre-existing damage.
That's pre-existing damage. I've seen it like that before.
There's
this
terrible
is-
wood rot. People really need to keep things up to code.
Really?
Shoddy workmanship.
Now, I would like
But
to
actually,
have
I'm
a
still down there bailing, not really realizing what's happening.
Well, as you're bailing, you're realizing the water is receding because we're able to get the ship high enough that you're not really going to have to worry about that.
So I can stop bailing now?
But I do need a Constitution save from you to make sure that you don't hit exhaustion.
Oh, I totally didn't. I can already tell you that. How does a 4 sound? Pretty
You
good.
Have one. We have one level of exhaustion.
Awesome. So good deal. We got some long rest coming, right, kids?
And with that, the wizard in the tower cast Fireball. So if you guys are looking at roll 20, I will show you. Give me a percentile check. One of you, give me a percentile check. I'll let you guys figure out who.
I think I should stop rolling for a little bit.
I've
Yes.
been rolling pretty darn well, so I throw my hat into the ring.
I vote Deluge rolls.
That way you can be mad at me if it goes wrong.
Okay, so
Exactly.
the dock that you guys were aiming for is right here. Your percentile die will tell me where you wound up landing.
I've rolled a 74%, sir.
74% you landed at
Oh,
this
that's-
dock.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Just we didn't make a good left turn there, did we?
Uh-uh.
It's
Or we were
part of
coming in
show.
from the north
They're coming in from
The east.
the east. East is down.
or the east. It's the same thing, just a little bit different.
So
Oh, golly, that was crazy.
with that, we only have 13 seconds left on the giveaway. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night once this giveaway ends. And we will pick up again as soon as we can. We will assume that you guys make your way back to the tavern, collapse onto your mattresses.
Is there anyone we had to talk to about like leaving this here or?
They get your names. They realize who you are. Then they know where to find you at the Seabreeze Tavern.
We are just a freaking hot mess to these people.
Mm-hmm.
They've grown used to it by now. So let's see who the winner is.
I mean, the name of our party is Misfortune's Glory.
Hey!
Nerdy Viking.
So. Adam, man.
Oh,
Player
yeah.
night for the dice giveaways.
Jeez. Kayla and I just sitting here like, whatever. I don't even
That's
want dice.
See, that's okay. The next time that we play D&D, I literally have like 25 sets of dice to give away. So the next time we play D&D, I'm going to do this again. I might raise the number average, but I'm going to do this again. This was good. But I do want to switch screens over to this one.
I don't even like dice. But
But I do thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Keep watching on socials. If you want to, we do have a Discord that has been stood up in the last 24 hours, so be kind. That has been stood up. Feel free to join us there if you want to carry on the conversation about the game or find out when I go live or any of my friends go live, or just talk about D&D or Sea of Thieves, because that's where I live. You guys have any parting words?
Just a quick shout out to my buddy Rob Armand, and we will see you in Eberron tomorrow afternoon, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
When we get some downtime, we're practicing this whole sailing thing.
I thought you had this, honestly.
Oh,
I mean, I'm a little disappointed.
in my
Thanks.
opinion, the closer to the water we are, the better. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we did stay in the water and not below the water.
Well, there's that. So, thank you everybody for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We will see you again soon. I will be resuming Sea of Thieves tomorrow, Rail, if you're feeling better. But anyway, good night, everybody. See you again soon. I'm going to launch a raid, so hang tight. Make sure you share the love when we get over there, and we will see you guys again soon. Good night, adventurers.